Spiders in Australia. June 7, 2016. A massive spider tide hit Australia. Spiders flood the sky, covering 800 meters. Apparently, Australia is a testing ground for infestations before they're released in other places on Earth. And once they get big enough, they get voting rights. Probably. In Australia. They're pretty big there. Spiders in Australia. Nature's unhinged roommates. Have you seen spiders in Australia? They don't crawl, they lurk. They don't build webs, they construct soul traps. They don't bite, they deliver nightmares. You're not living in Australia, your roommates in house a spider hasn't decided to reclaim. There are more than 2,400 species of spiders in Australia, probably even more by now. Of those, only about maybe 50 or more are considered potentially harmful to humans, and only a few are truly dangerous. But a few is like thousands of spiders spread all over Australia. Australia has more spider species per square meter than most places on Earth, especially in the tropical zones like Queensland and the Northern Territories. Spiders geography: Central Australia, the desert region, desert and dry grassland. Common species of spiders that can be found are wolf spiders, mouse spiders, trapdoor spiders, and the huntsman spider. Eastern and Southern Australia, bushlands and urban areas pretty much. Common species of spiders found are Sydney funnel web spiders, redback spiders, huntsmen, jumping spiders, and golden orb weavers. Western Australia, Southwest and Kimberley, the Mediterranean climate. Common species of spiders are trapdoor spiders, redbacks, orb weavers, and wolf spiders. Kimberley, tropical north pretty much. Common species of spiders are golden orb weavers, huntsmen, and the Australia tarantula. Southern Australia, it's a cooler climate, forest, coast, and grassland. Common species of spiders that can be found are white-tailed spiders, Tasmanian cave spiders, orb weavers, wolf, and ground spiders. There's a lot of same spiders all spread out everywhere in Australia, so pretty much nowhere is safe. Now let's meet the spiders. Meet the huntsman. Australia resident jump scare. The huntsman spider is huge. Leg span up to 30 centimeters. That's a foot. Speed faster than your last breakup, cause they can run up to 1 meter per second. That's fast. The huntsman can lay up to 200 eggs, and that's 200 eggs in one house per spider. That's the spider house now, once the eggs are hatched. The huntsman spiders can live up to 2 years, and the females are fiercely maternal. They guard their egg sacs like armed moms with 8 legs. They don't build webs, no, that would be too chill. Instead, they chase prey down. They hunt cockroaches, flies, moths, all of the stuff that you don't want really, making them surprisingly useful roommates who just happen to look like the demon. Really scary. And they're so common that Australian police have received emergency calls from people panicking about the huntsman, only to show up and be like, oh yeah, that's Greg. He's cool. Met him last week. But honestly, if I ever meet one of these spiders, I'm gonna kill it. It'll be dead and I'll be happy. I don't want to be roommates. Funnel web spiders, the real villain, found mainly in Eastern Australia, especially around Sydney. Venom can kill an adult human in 15 minutes. Fangs strong enough to bite through nails, shoes, and gloves. Honestly, I would just run if I see one of these. The male spiders is more dangerous than the female, especially during mating season. The males perform complex courtship rituals, involve trapping, tapping, vibrations, and a dance to attract the females. Once the females lower its guard, the male spiders pins down the female and breed the female. It's pretty much spider SA, but that's nature. Nature's fucked. They also do threat pose, front legs up like they're ready to box in an alley. Scary looking spiders. Honestly, if you see this spider, you gotta jump him. You gotta get the boys and beat his ass. There's nothing else you can do. You just gotta beat his ass because you can't let this guy live. Because these guys are predators. They're dangerous. You gotta beat his ass. Anyway, whistling / barking spiders, aka Australia tarantula, found mostly in northern Queensland. Not deadly to humans, but their bite is painful and they're huge, massive, thick boys. Scary. They're called the barking or whistling spiders because of their hissing noise that they make when they're threatened. a sound created by rubbing specialized hair on their legs. They prey on frogs, lizards, small snake, and even birds. Yes, some are actual bird-eating tarantulas. That's how big they are. These spiders start eating bird. Scary. That's mad crazy. These spiders lay 50 eggs in a sack, which don't sound like a lot compared to other spiders, but that's 50 bird-eating spiders living in your house. It's fucked. They live up to 12 years in captivity, long enough to ruin your life. I personally would move out if I saw one of them live in my house. And personally, after doing some research, I understand why Australians live mostly in the cities, and why only 2% of the population live in the center of Australia. Those houses must be really cheap, or you're really freaky. Or you're one of those who willingly own spiders, which you're freaky. Redback spiders, close relative to black widow, found all across Australia, even in cities. Likes hiding in mailboxes, trash bins, toilets, shoes, and under your soul because they're scary and dangerous. It looks like the spider that bit Spider-Man, but a single bite can't kill a person. But luckily, Australia have anti-venom. If not for anti-venom, this spider would be the first to conquer Australia. That's because this spider can have 800 eggs. Now imagine just half of those spiders in your house. It's hell. Burn the house down. That's the best method you can do. Redbacks account for thousands of spider bites per year, but no confirmed death since 1956. Thanks again to anti-venom. Shout out to Australian scientists keeping the population alive. If they didn't, Australia wouldn't exist. Anyways, why are there so many spiders in Australia? That's because Australia is nature's final boss. It's a biodiversity hotspot with over 100,000 species of invertebrates identified. Spiders thrive because warm climate, abundant insect life, wide range of ecosystems, desert, rainforest, wetlands. They pretty much have every type of ecosystem. But most importantly, minimal winter in many regions, year-round equals year-round breeding cycles. Pretty much Australia winter is short and non-existent, making it easy for animals to live and breed. Also, many houses are built with gaps, vent, and open air design because of the heat, which means spiders get free access to your storage room. Yeah, the temperature in Australia wants to kill you, and animals wants to be with you. It's fucked! Again, it's fucked! Imagine being a spider living under a rock for 30,000 years and Todd shows up with his bum-ass shed. Of course you're gonna hunt him. It's called vengeance. And get a better cord. And Ted bum-ass shed is making Australian look bad. Anyways, spider's myth. Not all of Australian spiders are out for blood. Most are non-aggressive and only bite when provoked. Many can even pierce human skin. Others help keep cockroaches and mosquitoes population down. But they still shows up in toasters, shoes, toilets, bowls, and anything that can get their little feet in. Australians have learned to coexist with spiders. They named their spiders. Example, that's Harley. She lived in the bathroom for 7 years. If we kill her, her thousands of children will scatter like hellfire across the house. So we let Harley stay. We're being held hostage. Modern spider sculpture. They're basically celebrities. There are spiders videos everywhere, and Australia knows how to deal with spiders. There's even a museum exhibit in Australia, in Sydney, called Spiders Alive and Deadly, which features live specimens, interactive spider web simulations, and let the little kids hold spiders with supervision, hopefully. Also, redback spiders appear in Aussie postage stamps. Australia has multiple citizen science projects where people report spider sightings to help map biodiversity. The CSIRO, Australian National Science Agency, even released a fun spider ID guide. It's pretty much like a Pokemon Pokedex, but for nightmare fuel. You're pretty much playing Pokemon with spiders for fun, education purposes, and preservation so you don't die when you get bit by one. Australia is Spider Town. If you visit, check your shoes, always shake your clothes every time, lift the toilet seat slowly, don't drive if a spider's in your car. That's his car now. Also, don't kill them with fire. Australian spiders can survive high temperatures, and you'll just lose your house and respect from the spider. Now, how is Australian still alive? They are, but the native aren't. Thanks to anti-venom, introduced in the 1981s, And early on, there have been zero deaths from spiders since then. If anti-venom hadn't been developed, everyone in Australia would have been done in for. Like, gone. Australia would have lost to spiders, which would be less embarrassing than losing a war to the emu. Big ass chicken. How you lose to that? Just eat them. $1 a piece will get the population extinct. KFC it. But seriously, spiders have been around for at least 400 million years. They survive the dinosaur extinctions. They eat bugs that would otherwise swarm your face, your corpse, and your crops, and your face. So yeah, in Australia, spiders have found their throne. It's an unholy alliance between men and eight-legged chaos. But just don't leave the big city. That's the safe space. Spiders and Australians make up a A-rank partnership for spiders. Alright, that's it. I'm gonna get myself some breakfast. If you enjoyed the video, love your cat, hit the subscribe button, or don't. It's not like I want you to keep watching or anything. Either way, I'm out.